It's often good to say what you know, but there's times when it's best not to say everything you know. And um, in fact, you shouldn't say everything you know. When I was a young boy, we lived on a small farm, and we had a big garden. Um, Today we garden because it's a hobby. We do it because we enjoy gardening, but my mom probably had flower beds that were bigger than our garden is now, and things have changed over the decades. But we had a big garden, and we had a big strawberry patch. We had a strawberry patch that, when I was little, looked really big to me. I don't know how big it would look to me now, but at that time it looked huge because there were a lot of strawberries to pick, and we had strawberries to sell because at that time they didn't have ever-bearing strawberries, and so they all ripened pretty much within a few weeks. All your strawberries were ready. So uh, we would sell strawberries along the road. So I don't know how old I was, but I was pretty young. And my mom set up a little table out by the road and put some um, quart boxes of strawberries there on the table. And then she put me at the table to sell strawberries to people who would be driving by and would stop. And she's told me that when people ask you how much are the strawberries, you should tell them they're 50 cents a box. But she said if they say, well, that's too much, then you can say, okay, you can have them for 25. So I was selling strawberries, and I was out by the road, and cars would stop. But when they would ask me how much are the strawberries, my first answer would be, well, they're 50 cents a box, but if that's too much, you can have them for 25. And so I don't know how many boxes of strawberries I sold for 50 cents. I don't know how many I sold for 25. But when my mom found out what I was saying, she told me that wasn't what she meant for me to say. And so I had to learn to say that they're 50 cents a box and stop there and not say everything that I knew. I had not to say that I could sell them for 25. So I think that started my sales career, and I don't know how successful it was, but it would have been better if I would have just said half of what I knew rather than the whole than everything.